welcome back to Plants vs. Zombies. In the last episode, I finished up the nighttime levels, and now we're moving on to the full-time levels. Man, that intro is always so much louder than everything else. Looks like the zombies gave up attacking your front yard. Now they're trying your backyard. And to top it all off, you can't even use your mushrooms, because they fall asleep during the day. Well, isn't that just dandy? Yeah, that whole, like, falling asleep during the day thing is, like, pretty sure that was, like, never came back. So I'm pretty sure they stay awake during the day during the sequel, and then during the Garden Warfare games. I don't think sleeping's ever an issue. Yeah. Yeah, the pool levels. This is where the game gets a bit more interesting, because now you have to deal with the water in the middle. This is also the world that Survival Endless takes place in, so if you played through that, then this should be the world you're most familiar with. You know, I do wonder if it's worth it putting the sunflowers on the lily pad on the water rose, but I'll do it anyway. Why not? I guess one thing I wanted to talk about before I forget is, you know, I had that series where I play Touhou games, and then I try to upload the character, the music. Well, I'm probably just gonna stop doing that, and that's because, you know, at first when I did it for 12, like, something went wrong with the recording, and it made my movements out of sync. But, like, I checked it again, and it happened again with that game, so I figured that was just a thing that was wrong with Touhou 12. And then I went and checked it for 13, and it worked fine, so I thought it was just a fluke with 12. Well, I went and did the thing for 13, and after I finished, I went and checked it again. I went and, like, looked over it, and it happened again. And what was weird is that it happened, like, in the run I actually finished, but it took me 2 runs to do that, and I recorded the failed run, and the failed run wasn't out of sync, but the run that I finished did. So that tells me that it's not actually an issue with 12, it's just an issue that happens sometimes in general. And I don't know if it just happens with Touhou games that come after 11, or if it actually happened with all of them, and I just got really lucky and it didn't happen until now. But, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want to try to make those videos and record them and just find out when I'm done that the whole recording was bunk because it came out of sync for no reason, because it's not like I'm gonna be able to tell. I wouldn't be able to tell that it was out of sync until after I finished it. It annoyed me a lot too, because, like, for 13 I tried to do something a bit different. Instead of just moving, I, like, added a challenge where you have to play as Yomu. You can't use your swords. Which, I don't know, I'll probably end up putting exactly what rules I use in the description of the videos. I'm not really gonna detail it all here. Yeah, I don't know, I thought that was interesting. But then the actual recording of it is out of sync, so it just looks weird. Like, I'm still gonna upload them, just because, like, I made them. I'm just gonna, like, probably gonna put in the description, like, yeah, it looks weird, so, you know, oh well. And the thing is, like, it's also because we've reached the point where it's like, we've reached Touhou 13, and the thing about the Touhou games is, like, honestly, I basically like all the Touhou games from, like, 6 to 11, but honestly, when you reach 12, like, there's just a streak of games that I don't really like, because, like, from Touhou's like 12 to 15. Like out of that 4 strikes of games, I honestly dislike all of them except for 13. It's weird to say because 13 is one of the games a lot of people don't like. But I don't know, I like it. This is squash. Squash is a good plant. But I'm gonna have to get rid of something. I'll probably get rid of the walnuts because I didn't use any of the walnuts. Or I could get rid of the cherry bombs, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't really been using the walnuts. Yeah, once we reach the point where you're like at 12 and 13, because like I was able to stomach through 12 because, you know, it was on easy mode, so it wasn't that bad, and I was honestly surprised how big of a difference there is from easy to normal mode in UFO. But like, after you finish 13, it's like you get to 14, which I do not like 14, it's my least favorite game in the series. And then 15 is just... It's just like a trial to get through 15. Like I beat 15 on normal mode, but point device mode at least, just to say that I did it because I was going through a streak of trying to beat all the games on normal mode. But like it wasn't fun. It was really annoying. It took like 3 hours. So like, imagine trying to do that challenge even on easy mode. I can imagine that game is still a pain. So like, on top of the recording issues, on top of the fact that we're now getting into the streaks of games where I don't like them, is why I'm just not going to do that series anymore. And that's kind of the issue with like playing the Touhou games in general, which is why I've never really bothered, now that I've beaten them on normal, which is why I've never even bothered trying to play them on hard mode, because I know, like, there's going to be a few games that I play on hard mode and I enjoy, but then I'm going to get to, basically, 6 through 10 are probably going to be fine. And then I'm going to get to 11, and I like 11, but 11's, like, really hard. So I can imagine 11 would take me like a really long time to beat, but at least like enjoy it. But then you get to 12, and I don't like 12. 12 is probably my second least favorite game in the series. And then if I manage to like somehow manage to start my way through 12, which I probably wouldn't, you get to 13, just like a nice rest. And then you're into 14 and 15, which is just would probably be awful. Just completely awful. And the thing is, even after 15, it's like, I liked 16 and 17, but I barely played them. So it's not like I have some huge attachment where I'd want to, like, beat the games I don't like to continue on to the games I do like. Honestly, like, oh, okay, I don't like minigames. That's cool, but I'm not going to do that until after the adventure mode. Yeah, that's the thing with the Touhou games. It's like, after 11, honestly, the only game that I ended up really liking was 18. I actually really liked 18. I thought it was fun. I liked it enough to get all the cards, which actually required me to beat the extra stage, which took quite a bit of practice, because I'd never beaten an extra stage before that point. I guess I should correct myself. I like 19 too, but like, actually like 19 a lot I thought was pretty fun, but that's a different type of game, so it just didn't cross my mind too much about it. I don't know, maybe it's just because of like the places I happen to look on the internet. It seems like a lot of people didn't really like 19. I thought it was fun. And like, I played 9 afterwards, and yeah, I like 19. I like playing 19 a lot more. I liked it when, whether or not my run lasted 30 minutes or an hour, wasn't completely dependent on how much crap Akey was willing to dodge and throw at me that day. I don't know what the general opinion of 18 is, but I like it quite a bit. It's like, pretty sure it's one of my most played Touhou games, even though I only played it this year, whereas the other ones I played like this year and I also played years ago. But it is no longer, when I look at the Steam, it's like, I played it for like 15 hours or so. It is no longer my most played shooty shoot game, because going forward it took me like 18 hours or something to play through. Oh boy, that game. I'm done with that game. It's so nice to think about how I never have to play that game again. I guess also talk about, like, the reception of Touhou games. Like I was saying earlier, I'd enjoy 15. I find 15 to be a really annoying game to play. Well, that game is popular. Like, I think that's like, I mean, I would check, but I'm pretty sure when it comes to like the games, I think when it comes to popularity, you have like the first 3, because everyone loves those 3. And then it's like 15. People really like 15. And I don't get it. It's like, yeah, I get it, it's hard. So if you like a challenge, I'm sure it's great. But like, there's a lot of stuff in that game that's just really annoying. Yeah, the 3-peater. Look at them, there's 3 of them. I guess I could try to use a 3-peater this level to try to make things a bit more interesting. Yeah, and then this is one of those awkward stages where like they make you go against the snorkel zombie, but you don't have any of the kelp yet. Tangle kelp. And it's not just like, it's not just the game itself, like, just everything about that game's popular. Like the characters from 15, like, normally the most popular characters in the series are like the ones from the older games, and then like, as time goes on they get less popular, but like 15's the exception of that. Characters from 15 are really popular. And like, don't entirely understand why. Like, I like Clown Piece, but I like Clown Piece because I read the manga that she's a main character in, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't read that. And she's not even like that popular compared to the rest of the characters. Well, that's all I really have on my mind for talking about Touhou, so we'll go back to talking about this game. Plants vs. Zombies. Game. I wonder how many times I've actually beaten this game. Because, like, I said in an earlier episode that I haven't played it in a while, but, like, over the course of my life, I've played this game a lot over many different versions. Like, this is only I'm pretty sure this is the only second time I'm actually playing it on a PC. But, like, I played it multiple times on Xbox. Like there were at least being on at least 2 separate Xbox systems. Then I also had the DS version. I beat that a couple times. DS version was interesting because it had a few unique mini games, and some of those were pretty good. Like there was one that was like a space shooter where you fought against Dr. Zombos. But there was also one. I think there was the one where it replaced the level 5 level that's in this world, the one where they're all like mini and they go really fast. They replaced that with like a mini game where you have to like scream into your microphone to like make your plants not get tired or something. And yeah, it was a terrible mini game. It's like probably the worst mini game in the entire series. But to be fair, like the DS is pretty cool, but anything that used the DS microphone shouldn't have. Like I'm reminded of, I think it was Bowser's Inside Story. There's like, most of that game is fine, but there's this one boss fight where you have to fight against a train, and that's a terrible boss fight simply because it forces you to breathe fire through the DS microphone, and that stuff did not work. Not at all. And the funny thing is, that's not even the worst example of the Mario and Luigi games using a DS gimmick that completely ruined everything. Because in Dream Team, for some, who knows what stupid reason, they were like, the giant battles, just using the stylus, that's not good enough. We need to use the gyro controls. And, yeah, gyro controls, one of the worst things ever invented. Like, they worked fine for the Wii, but I don't know, like, what Nintendo was thinking, where they were like, yeah, let's take the whole, like, moving stuff with the Wii Remote thing, and apply it to, like, the Wii U gamepad and the 3DS. Yeah, that stuff, that did not work. And I remember playing through Dream Team. You have that giant boss battle, you have to fight that bird, and the only way to dodge their attacks is to move the 3DS around with gyro controls, and that boss fight took me forever because it wouldn't respond properly, because it's badly programmed garbage. And then I remember I played Dream Team on hard mode. I actually got really close to beating that game on hard mode. I ended up giving up not because of the bird boss fight, I actually somehow managed to get through that. It's because the Bowser boss fight against fighting Giant Bowser, that also used gyro controls, but it used it at the very end of the entire level. There's like, you go through like a 30-minute boss fight or something, and there's a final part where you have to like Luigi and Bowser turn into Beyblades, and you have to like hit Bowser off the edge, and that for some reason was with motion controls. And just, I don't know no matter what I did, I could not beat that section. And the worst part is, if you lost that section, you had to do the whole boss fight again. And I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna deal with that crap. So even though I spent like a really long time, because Dream Team's a really long game, not entirely for the right reasons sometimes, but yeah, it's a really long game, and I went through 99% of it, because that's like the third to last boss fight in the game. Hey, what about an extra seed slot? It'll cost you 5,000, but you'll be able to choose 8 seeds per level instead of 7. That sounds pretty good, my dude. Nah, I don't want to use 3P anymore. Maybe I do. I guess I'm gonna use it one more time. Yeah, I got like 99% of the way through that game. There was literally 2 boss fights left after that boss fight, then I would have been done, but I just couldn't do it. I found it to be too frustrating. And I'm glad the era of gyro controls is over. The era of motion controls isn't over. The Switch uses motion controls for some games. I know that. Like Odyssey used it. But yeah, motion controls with a controller is not nearly as finicky as using the Wii gamepad or the 3DS was. That was like unusual stuff. Yeah, you just throw health out at the beginning. I put that in the wrong place. Oops. I guess continue to talk about the Mario and Luigi games. Like, you know, despite its issues, I like Dream Team. Like, I liked it enough to play through it on hard mode again. But after that came Paper Jam, and like I tried to get through Paper Jam. At some point, I think I got through like, I don't know, maybe around 70% of that game or something like that. And then I just stopped, and I just didn't continue. There was just something about that game where it could not keep my attention all the way through. I think, like, I don't even think it was like the Toad missions or stuff like that, because I like somewhat enjoyed playing those. I think the main problem was just like the combat in that game. Like, I've heard people say that they like the combat in that game, but I really didn't, because what they did was they basically took the Mario and Luigi combat of Mario being the A button and Luigi being the B button, and they took Paper Mario and made them the Y button. And, you know, at first you would think that like that wouldn't be too bad, because Partners in Time did something similar, where Mario was the A button, Luigi was the B button, Baby Mario was the Y button, Baby Luigi was the last button, which I can't remember right now. But the thing with that is, like, even though you used all 4 buttons, you actually only, if I remember correctly, you only actually used all 4 buttons when you attacked. When you dodged, you either used the A and B buttons or the Y and X buttons. But in Paper Jam, you had to dodge with A, B, and Y, and I found that to be, like, really difficult for me to do. So I actually really didn't enjoy battles in that game. Like, doing the attacks is fine with 3 buttons, but trying to dodge with 3 buttons is really awkward, especially because, like, Paper Mario played different than the other 2. Are they able to kill that guy? I think they can. Yeah, they can. Should probably start actually planting stuff here, shouldn't I? Oh, it's a long level. Look at that. 3 flags. It's gonna be a long recording. So I still plan to do 5 levels every recording. Then after the Mario and Luigi, after Paper Jam, you had the Mario with the Superstar Saga remake. And I bought that, and I actually really enjoyed that. But then again, one of the reasons for that is probably because when I played the original Superstar Saga, it was on the Wii U eShop, and that was not the most ideal way to play that. That makes me want to go on a little, like, tangent here. Why was there a bunch of DS games and, like, GBA games and stuff on the Wii U eShop, but not the 3DS eShop? I mean, it's like a complaint that's far too late to make. The eShop's dead, but, like, why was that a thing? That made no sense. Especially for the DS games, because have you ever tried playing a DS eShop game on the Wii U? That was not made for that. I got to pay, like, that's how I played through Partners in Time as well, and, like, I still enjoyed the game, but my experience was like greatly hindered by the fact that I played on the Wii U shop, which is just not made well for DS games. Yeah, probably would have enjoyed Partners in Time a lot more. I didn't play it that way. And like I was saying, that's how I played the original Superstar Saga. You know, I had fun, but you know, it's a good game. Still, having to play it on the Wii U shop was not great, so... when I played the remake on a 3DS, you know, the thing that kind of game was made for, I had a lot of fun with it. But, you know, it was just Superstar Saga, so... I don't even think there was that much that was specifically added to the remake that made it better than the original. I think they like tweaked the way like some special attacks work or something that I think I ended up liking, but I can't remember. And then of course you have that side mode that existed. I mean, I think I beat it, but you know. In fact, I think most of my time, the time I spent on that side mode was like one bus trip that was going on for an event in high school that went on for like it was like a well over 5-hour drive, and we had to go there and back. So I think most of the time I spent trying to beat that game mode was in just like that one drive there and back. Including that side mode did make the name of that game really awkward. Like they couldn't call it like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga Deluxe or something. No, it had to be Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. Wow, what did you do? What an unnecessarily long title. And then of course you have, after that you have the tragedy that is the Bowser's Inside Story remake. What a sad story that is. You think about that game, you just feel sad. Because it's very easy to know in hindsight why that game sold so poorly. But like it's also sad to know that like Alpha Dream didn't really have too many options in that situation. Like they were already dealing with money troubles, and they probably didn't have the resources to just try to make a new game for the Switch, so they were banking on still being able to make decent money on a 3DS game, and they figured, you know, Bowser's Inside Story, that was the highest selling game of the series, so surely we can make a remake of that and it'll sell decently. It just didn't. And that was the end of Alpha Dream. It was a very, very sad thing to think about. Of course, that game also had a ridiculously long title because it had a side mode. It was called Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser's Jr.'s Journey. Try fitting that into a YouTube title. I mean, you can, but like try fitting much of anything else. Now we unlock Crazy Dave's shop. Hey, you found my car key. You know what that means. Crazy Dave Twiddly Dinkies is up for business. Have a look, see if you can't find something you like. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot afford anything because I spent all my money on a seat slot. But really the only thing here that I would want would be the pool cleaners. But I don't really need them. Funny thing about the zombie process, sometimes it makes them come out real little and real mean. Defend your sins. Yeah, this level kind of exists. It's not what I'd call one of the better levels in the game.
The zombies are coming.
That's the weird thing with this game is like during the main story, there's like a pretty drastic difference in quality when it comes to these like multiple of 5 levels. Like, it's not multiple of 5, but like levels ending in 5 levels. Because like you have Walnut Bowling, like everyone loves Walnut Bowling. It's a classic Plants vs Zombies experience. And then you have the Wacky Zombie, and that's a pretty good minigame. But then you have this, and it's just like just kind of exists. It's like the zombies are faster and they die faster. And that's about it. Then you go back to being really good again, because then after that you have Base Breaker. That was good enough that they expanded that to be half a puzzle mode. Yeah, I think Base Breaker is pretty cool. But then in stage 5, you have like the thing where it's like you can have a bunch of bungee zombies that come down, and then they more choppers, and that's the level. Yeah. I don't know if that's better or worse than this one. At least this one has a gimmick to make it slightly different. That one's literally just, you know, those zombies. There's a bunch of bungee zombies that rolling in jumpers. Yep. I'm pretty sure I was going to talk about something completely different before I went on that tangent about Mario and each game, but I have completely forgotten what that was. So, sorry about that, but I have now lost all of my train of thought. I'm going to wait until this enemy is added. I think they also eat fast too. Yeah, I just like thought of that. I should have another blown up, so great. Uh-oh, they got blue. Another walnut. Yeah, this level's almost over anyway, so I'm gonna end the recording after this, so wow. Really need to get much to another topic to talk about right now. So I'll just let the rest of this level play out. It's going pretty fast. This is a pretty fast level in general. Cherry bombs. Get rid of everything, and you're close to done. Oh yeah, you get jalapeno. Pretty cool plant jalapenos. Alright, that's a multiple of 5, so I think that's a good place to end it. I will see you next time.